啊，六兰水库，看大坝倒下了，整个村差不多没了。这六兰水库啊，
现在东西一片大海了呢。超市这里已经差不多要盖到顶了，这几个仓库都冲塌了。我们村委已经淹到1楼了，看到没有？看到没有？
那这个水已经从那个涌到。
Guangxi in southern China continues to face severe and developing flood conditions following several days of persistent heavy rainfall linked to active monsoon weather patterns and the remnants of a tropical system. The continuous rainfall has led to rapidly rising river levels, widespread urban flooding, and an increasing number of communities being affected across multiple cities and counties.
Thanh Đại Môn tầng y bông mà chơi là mà bà ba là mấy kinh quân tại sương tinh trong di sản không bảo qua đâu.
On July 6th, local media reporting from Hangzhou, Guangxi, indicated a serious structural incident at the Lulon Reservoir. According to on-site observations and initial reports from journalists in the area, 2 sections of the reservoir dam structure suffered significant collapse, resulting in a combined breach estimated at approximately 50 meters in length. Following the failure, large volumes of water were released downstream in a continuous flow. In response to the incident, local authorities initiated emergency evacuation measures. Residents from nearby villages, along with reservoir personnel, were relocated to higher ground as a precautionary step. As of the latest available reports, more than 300 people have been safely evacuated from affected areas. No confirmed casualties have been reported at this stage, although assessments are still ongoing.
Đại bác bận luôn này, đại bác bận này biểu. Đại bác bận này mà đang chảo này rồi. Lên con lỗ một cái, con lỗ quẹt lá nó gọi là nó.
Emergency response teams were deployed shortly after the incident. However, access to the core site has been severely restricted. Flooded roads, damaged infrastructure, and fast-moving water have prevented rescue units from entering the immediate dam zone. As a result, personnel have only been able to reach perimeter locations surrounding the reservoir.
Mất水好崩謝啊，水好用崩謝咧。
Communication in the affected area has also been unstable. Power disruptions and network interruptions have caused intermittent signal loss, complicating coordination efforts between field personnel and regional command centers. Despite these challenges, reservoir staff remain stationed in elevated safe zones, continuing to monitor water levels and structural conditions while maintaining limited contact with authorities. Beyond the reservoir incident, Guangxi is experiencing a broader and ongoing flood emergency across multiple river systems. Hydrological monitoring data indicates that numerous rivers in the region have risen above warning thresholds, with several monitoring stations recording significantly elevated water levels.
Ở chuyến bay này đi làm ơn trả rồi là nhá. Đừng đi có càng kéo á, chắn. Đừng bao chấm chẳng lẩu vàng lo. Tôi giỏi làm luôn.
Flood alerts have been issued in multiple jurisdictions as water levels continue to rise. In several urban areas, floodwaters have entered residential zones, disrupted transportation networks, and submerged ground floor structures.
百年一遇啊，秦塘街啊，你看，秦塘街山洪冲下来了，小车都走了，哦，麻烦了，撞到人家家了，哎，哦，完了，撞到人家家了，哦。
In the most severely affected districts, some multi-story buildings are partially submerged, while large sections of infrastructure remain inaccessible due to standing water. In rural areas, multiple villages have been reported as completely or partially inundated. Residents in affected communities have been evacuated where possible, while some areas remain difficult to access due to damaged roads and persistent flooding. The scale of inundation has raised concerns over isolation of remote settlements and the availability of emergency services in certain regions. In mountainous and hilly areas, continuous rainfall has significantly increased the risk of landslides and mudslides, further complicating rescue and recovery operations. Authorities have warned that soil saturation remains extremely high, meaning that even moderate additional rainfall could trigger further slope failures. In response to the escalating situation, local governments across Guangxi have activated emergency flood control mechanisms. Coordination between meteorological services, water resources departments, and disaster response agencies has been intensified.
Phân này nay rồi hốt bán hậu của bà lâm lái làm đâu lâm chắc là may làm ơn đâu các bạn rồi hốt bán hậu này.
Reinforcement of flood defenses, deployment of emergency personnel, and evacuation of high-risk zones are ongoing in multiple areas. Temporary shelters have been established to accommodate displaced residents, and relief supplies are being distributed to affected communities. Officials continue to emphasize that Guangxi remains in a critical flood control period, with conditions expected to remain unstable in the coming days. Authorities caution that the risk of further flooding, infrastructure damage, and secondary disasters remains significant. Residents in affected areas are urged to follow official guidance, avoid flood-prone zones, and remain alert to further updates.
Dù chuyện nâng chế an toàn của nè. Quay.
Ôi dồi, anh biểu con thấy. Chẳng phải tiêm tàu cứu, không cứu mà bị thu lộ. Không cứu.